If the NBA season ended today and the play-in tournament was tomorrow, it would be Lakers versus Warriors as the 9 and the 10 seed in the play-in, meaning only one of them would be able to come out into the NBA playoffs. Personally, I think it's the Warriors, and let me tell you why. My first and my main point for the Warriors is that their offense, when things happen, it feels like they're supposed to happen. The off ball screens, the pin downs, all the off ball movement, it all feels like it's working together to score. If that makes any sense, I don't know if that makes sense, but what I'm trying to say is that the Warriors offense is purposeful. It feels like when I'm watching the Warriors offense, I see things happen and I'm like, okay, I feel like that was supposed to happen. When I'm watching the Lakers offense, I kind of feel like it's more read and react. They did this, so we're going to do this. This happened, so we did this. There's not a whole lot wrong with that, but I do, me personally, like the approach of dictating the offense more yourself than letting the defense dictate it for you. I'm kind of just going to be jumping around from different points to points. I don't have like a certain way. I'm going to talk about the Warriors, what they do good and bad, Lakers good and bad. Kind of just going to jump around where I want to do, how I want to do it. The first thing that I do want to talk about is just the bad for the Lakers. Like let's get that out of the way now. I have a couple stats written down. We're just going to go over this right now. They're ninth in transition offense, which is good, but they're 22nd in transition defense. That transition defense is lazy. It is not good, and it hasn't been all season. Jackson Hayes has a minus 18 expected wins, and his plus minus isn't much better. It's a minus what? It's a minus 75 on the season. I know plus minus doesn't mean everything, but it is a good way to gauge how a player is playing when he's off the floor versus when he's on the floor and how the team reacts to it. Minus 75 for your backup big is not ideal, especially because you don't have anyone else to throw in there. There's not another big on the roster you can throw in when AD's out. When AD's out, it has to be Jackson Hayes every single time. That's a problem. Another problem is Taurean Prince is averaging 30 minutes a game. Okay? Now, let me tell you why that's a problem. You thought the expected wins minus 18 from Jackson Hayes was bad? Try 27 for Taurean Prince. Minus 27. Taurean Prince's plus minus is the worst on the team at a negative 152. That's terrible. I don't need to tell you that. That's awful. And the thing is they're supposed to be two of the core pieces for this team. I know it's not like, well, not two of the core pieces, but two important role players that can really change this team. If Taurean Prince is playing great defenses, knocking down all his shots, and Jackson Hayes is being an athletic freak on the defensive side and holding down the interior, I feel much better about the Lakers. But they don't do that. Rui Hachimura plays solid minutes, and he's knocking the three ball down solidly. And I like the post-up possessions, and the defense is good from Rui. But, it's not up here at another level. It's good. It's what you want. You don't really expect a whole lot extra. But the defense is just kind of something that I've always been worried about for the Lakers throughout the season. The only real great defender they have is just Anthony Davis. LeBron isn't a great defender by any means necessary anymore. It's not that he's a bad defender anymore, but he's not great. Their point of attack defender is probably Rui Hachimura, which isn't terrible, and there are teams with worse point of attack defenders, but for how this Lakers team is built and they don't have the most offense, you got to make up for it for defense, and they don't make up for it with defense. The next thing I have about the Lakers is this whole Spencer Dinwiddie thing. He's been super quiet since he's gotten to LA. He hasn't had a game where I've been like, okay, this is why they went and picked him up. He's been super quiet throughout his games. He hasn't shot well. He hasn't done any special playmaking. It's not like he's turning the ball over crazy, but he's not doing what you want him to. You added him on the team for mostly offensive purposes, well, all offensive purposes, and he hasn't done a damn thing on offense. So that's a problem. When I was watching the Warriors and the Lakers play the other day, I was watching, and when Max Christie was on the floor, I felt much better about the Lakers than Spencer Dinwiddie. They did share minutes at some points in the game, but I did prefer the Max Christie minutes way more than Spencer Dinwiddie. Max Christie's always going to try on defense, and he's going to make not always the right read, but he makes solid reads most of the time. Spencer Dinwiddie, I'm not saying he doesn't make the right read or these other things, but he's not jumping off the page. He's not grabbing my attention. Max Christie was grabbing my attention. So for the big move you made at the trade deadline area in the buyout market area, not exactly, but for your big move going into the quarter of the season, um, not looking like a good move so far. Not looking like it's gonna do shit. Like I said yesterday, he's not moving the needle for me. I hope he's not moving the needle for anybody else. And this is no hate to Spencer Dinwiddie. I like Spencer Dinwiddie, but I'm just saying it how it is. During the Warriors and Lakers game the other day, they showed up a graphic on the screen, kind of just showing the Warriors have been doing the little things this season. And that's something that people have looked at them in the past and been like, oh, the Warriors don't do the little things. They just score and play some defense. No, 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 no. They're doing the little things. Let me read this off. They're fourth in offensive rebounding, third in second chance points, first in screen assists, and first in charges drawn. Those are all hustle stats. All hustle stats that they are at the top of. So that's one of the reasons that I feel as confident as I do in Golden State. Offense is hitting their strides right now. The offense looks great. The Terrence, I don't want to say his name wrong. Terrence Jackson Davis, his minutes at the backup big, I just want to throw this in here real quick, look amazing. I love it so much. I love his minutes. He's been great. When they played the other day, he balled out. He's always grabbed my eye. Not the most athletic guy, but he's in the right place at the right time. He scores the ball the way you want him to, and he does the little things that you want. AirPods. He going to put his body on the line. He going to knock down that shot. He going to play make. He going to sit in a chair like this. His hands are going out, and he's sitting in the chair. That's all you can ask for from him, to sit there and try and play defense. Not saying he's a bad defender. He is a good defender, but he is trying. So that helps the Warriors' case. A bad thing I do have for the Warriors is when Draymond Green is out, the interior defense is dog shit. It's not a knock at Looney, but like Kevon Looney isn't a great interior defender if you haven't noticed that. I'm not saying he's a bad interior defender, but he's not great. The reason he is on the floor is for rebounding. He knows how to put himself in a good position to get a rebound on offense and defense. But when Dre isn't on the floor and when Dre isn't holding down the paint, the Warriors defense gets attacked, and they get scored on a lot at the rim whenever Draymond isn't in the game. And there was one possession during the Warriors and Lakers game the other day that I wanted to bring up that I wrote down. Curry shot and made it from the logo, and the very next possession they ran a high pick and roll with him, and I can't remember who it was. But what happened is AD it was at the hash. I mean, we're talking high screen and roll. Screen is set, Curry comes off the screen. AD is forced to come all the way up to the 3-point line. What does that leave? An open Kevon Looney diving with nothing but the rim in front of him. This isn't just like this just happened this one time. This happens. Like, this happens often because you have to pick up so high on Curry that it creates so many more opportunities for everybody else on the floor. And the thing about the Warriors offense is that that's not it. And what I'm trying to say is Curry creating the offense and Curry being the offense isn't it. Like, that's not just it. Like I was saying earlier, the off-ball movement, the pin downs, the off-ball screens, like, it's all there. The offense is 100% there. I'm confident in the defense. The interior defense isn't great, but the perimeter defense is there. So I feel much better about the Warriors as a whole team than I do the Lakers as a whole team. That's not a knock at LeBron or Anthony Davis. It's not, hyping up Draymond and Curry and Clay and Jonathan Kuminga. But I do think that the Warriors, they have the deeper team right now. They have the Curry is the better star right now, for being for real. Curry is the best player out of these two teams. On these two teams, he is the best player. Everything for me is just pointing to the Warriors. Of course, it's what most people will say, and what the analysts on ESPN will say is it's LeBron in a one-game elimination. We've seen that in the play-in, and it does work sometimes. And most of the time, it will work because it's LeBron James and Anthony Davis. But I don't know about this time. I think something's just different this time. Like, I'm much more confident in the Golden State Warriors than I am the Lakers, and I'm going to leave that there. I do want to say real quick, if you made it to the end of the episode, I appreciate y'all. Also, y'all just got my first 100 views on a video, so I appreciate y'all for that. You're going to see me a lot. You know it. Go ahead, hit the sub button if you made it here. Hit the like. And I'm going to see you on the next one, man. Peace.